It began on a stormy night in 1839, atop the cliffs of Lorendale, where Parliament scientists drive. Alden Marrow had long claimed that nature held a hidden code, one he believed he could decipher. The government had long mocked his obsession with lightning, but the Prime Minister, Sir Reginald Hawthorne, facing pressure from industrial tycoons and war-hungry generals, grew impatient for an energy breakthrough that would outmatch the continental rivals. Marrow stood inside the stone observatory, soaked and feverish, gripping the brass lever of his crude storm rod. "Tonight, the heavens will speak," he murmured. Down below, Lady Eliza Crain, head of the Energy Allocation Council and secret lover to both Marrow and the Prime Minister, watched with narrowed eyes. She whispered to her aide, "He either brings the storm into our hands, or I bury him under it." When lightning finally struck, the rod convulsed with unnatural light, sending Marrow crashing into his instruments. The next morning, he emerged burned but alive, holding a twisted coil that hummed faintly, electricity. Word spread quickly through the political chambers, igniting debate and ambition. At the next war cabinet meeting, Hawthorne slammed his cane against the floor. "Marrow has done it. Harnessed the heavens. This changes the empire." But Eliza warned, "You do not own the storm. You cannot tame the man who calls it." That was the beginning of their fracture. What followed was a fever pitch of political posturing and manipulation. Marrow's device, dubbed the Volta Engine, became the center of parliamentary war. Eliza demanded it be state-owned, citing moral concerns, while Hawthorne insisted it be privatized and weaponized. "Do you know what it means to control lightning on the battlefield?" He spat across the table. "Dominion. 1,000 cannons replaced with a bolt." Marrow stood silent, disgust growing. He had created the engine to light homes and heal cities, not to wage war. "I will not let it be corrupted," he said quietly, but the room didn't hear him. Or chose not to. Soon, factions formed, the Teslaists, led by Eliza, advocating peaceful use, and the Thundermen, loyal to Hawthorne, hungry for power. Riots broke out in cities where test surges collapsed grids and killed innocents. Eliza accused Hawthorne of deliberately causing these failures to gain emergency powers. He countered by accusing her of conspiring with the Prussian bloc to sell the technology abroad. The Queen herself summoned them, demanding resolution. In a cold marble chamber, Hawthorne and Eliza screamed across the throne, with Marrow between them. "This is no longer science," he said bitterly. "It's politics soaked in lightning." The Queen replied coldly, "Then so be it. Let the storm decide." As tensions escalated, Eliza launched an unauthorized demonstration in the southern slums of Dovenhall, lighting up 10,000 homes with clean current, proof that the engine could serve the people. But the very next night, a section of the district burned down, killing 43. Hawthorne blamed sabotage, but his fingerprints were all over the halted safety protocols. Marrow confronted him in his study. "You burned them to win the argument," he whispered. "You killed them for policy." Hawthorne stood up slowly, eyes bloodshot. "You gave me fire, Alden. You don't get to cry about how I use it." In retaliation, Marrow smuggled plans for a decentralized grid to Eliza's faction, hoping to take power from the capital. But the secret leaked, by Eliza herself. "We needed a martyr," she told him coldly. "You gave us a messiah instead." Betrayed, hunted, and branded a traitor, Marrow vanished. His labs were confiscated. The Volta engine was nationalized, and war factories began churning out lightning cannons. Eliza, now elevated to Chancellor of Energy, found herself wielding the very storm she once feared. Hawthorne grew paranoid, seeing shadows in his own cabinet. "She's consolidating," he told his reflection. "She'll hang me next." He wasn't wrong. Within weeks, Eliza orchestrated a scandal tying him to illegal war contracts. Parliament ousted him in disgrace. The man who dreamed of ruling the skies was dragged through the mud by the very lightning he sought to command. Years passed. The world changed. The continent fractured into states powered by competing currents, some lit by Eliza's clean designs, others scorched by remnants of Hawthorne's war machines. Marrow remained a ghost, a legend whispered in back alleys and among rebel cells. But one night, deep beneath the rebuilt towers of Lorendale, in a vault Eliza thought sealed forever, a tremor of voltage pulsed. A resistance group had found a piece of Marrow's original device, one that didn't just store lightning, but generated it from the earth itself. Eliza was informed mid-speech during the 20th anniversary of the engine's unveiling. She froze. "Where?" She whispered. Vault 19, ma'am, the agent replied. And, there was a message burned into the wall. Eliza stepped down from the podium and walked alone into the depths of the Capitol, descending stone steps with only the flicker of artificial light above her. When she arrived, the walls were scorched with a single phrase, "You cannot own the storm." As she stood before the pulsing engine core, hands trembling, the chamber lights cut out. For the first time in decades, there was silence in the city. Then, the core roared. A figure emerged from the shadows, face half burned, eyes sharp with vengeance. Hello.